Whoa! There you go, Mitch! There you go!
Well, YouTube, I decided to get a little deeper into cleaning this than I originally was going to, and I'm kind of glad I did. Some of these pieces were super dirty, especially this piece of the gas block right here, so I got this soaking right now, and I want to let that soak pretty good. And now, I did buy this firearm used, so, you know, there's always some unknowns with it unless you can take it completely apart before buying it. And there is a little bit of pitting from age. I suspect it's probably been going on for quite a few years now. I think the gun was produced in the late 90s, this particular one anyways. Late 90s, early 2000s. And I suspect the pitting's probably been going on since the mid 2000s. Just based upon the way it is and whatnot. So I am glad I'm cleaning it. Now, for my purpose and application, the pitting on the outside doesn't necessarily bother me. This isn't a gun I go shoot every day. It's just something I want to be able to carry with me in the mountains. But I did run into an issue when I decided to take it apart even further and clean it further and further. I still haven't cleaned the barrel itself yet, just because I want to soak these parts and I have some other things I need to take care of. But when I took it apart and was cleaning this, I was scrubbing down this little piece here. It's a little partial cylinder. It's got a hole that goes through it to hold a pin, which holds this into the action. So this goes on the action end of the firearm, and the, for lack of a better term, buffer spring connects in here with a little plunger, and that is what guides the spring back and forth to keep it in a straight line in here, and connects the spring to the action portion right here. So the little push pin goes through these two holes right here and holds this in place. I don't know how much pressure this gets or how critical it is or not, but I have discovered that one side of this is cracked. You probably won't be able to see it. It is, but I mean, it's a significant crack. I don't know what the camera will pick up, but it's right there at the top of that hole, and it goes completely through that section. So I'm glad I took it apart to clean, and I can see that this hole is literally separating this whole portion right here. It's not a partial crack, it's cracked through. So I'm gonna have to do some research, and I hope I can find this piece. I don't know the correct terminology for it. It's definitely part of the buffer assembly and the gas assembly for cycling the action. And like I said, it goes in and it sits right up in here inside the action, and a pin holds it in place, and the spring goes into it. So not entirely sure what I gotta do, but I'm gonna do some research and try and figure out what this is, how critical it is, and ideally replace it. I don't know. I know they still make the Mini-14. I don't know how much the pieces have changed over the years, but I hopefully can replace it with new, or maybe even on eBay find a piece or something and replace it to one that's not cracked, because this is a firearm. It does have an internal explosion that happens, you know, and pressures build, and I don't want something to fail catastrophic on it when I'm relying on this and possibly kill or injure me or anyone else I have shooting it at the time. So with that, I'm gonna stop here today while this stuff soaks so it can get a thorough cleaning. And like I said, there's a little bit of pitting on pieces like this. it's nothing I'm too concerned about as far as just to carry with me. It's not a competition gun, so it's, and like I said in the previous video, they're not inherently accurate. I imagine there's probably going to be some similar pitting inside the barrel. I am going to clean it thoroughly, but I'm not going to worry about it too much because this isn't a gun I'm putting 1,000 rounds through every day or even yearly. It is a gun I do shoot from time to time though, so I want it clean, working, functioning, and ultimately I want to get the most out of its life. So with that, I'll give you guys an update. Hopefully plug in this video, and I'll probably end up waiting to load this until I can find out what's the deal with this, because I definitely don't want to put an obviously broke part back into the firearm and continue using it just out of peace of mind. I'd rather have it replaced. So, thank you.